Okay, let's talk about Joe Rogan now. Speaking of Joe Rogan and his fucking long-ass nipples, the longer his nipples have gotten, the worse his takes have gotten, you know? Back then, March 10th, 2020, Joe Rogan is ahead of the curve with COVID. Brings on Dr. Michael Osterholm, who is a famous epidemiologist, actually, who is now on the Joe Biden COVID response team. Okay? Back then, short nips.
The value of vaccines, too. There's so many wackos out there that think that vaccines are, a scam, or they're dangerous, or there's so many people out there that won't vaccinate their children.
Thank you for what you do say about vaccines, because people listen to you, and we need every positive voice because we have so many crazy voices out there right now.
I do not remember this. Are you serious? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What?
So many people are paranoid and delusional, and they want it all to be a conspiracy. There's been an amazing medical innovation in human culture, and that's vaccines. It's amazing what it's done. And have there been adverse effects on people? Of course, everything that people do. There's some people that are going to react in a bad way. It doesn't mean it's not a positive thing. And there's a reason why the cases of polio are so tiny. There's a reason why smallpox went away. It's because of vaccines.
A few moments.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Remember when we watched this, and this was like one of the first moments where I was like, damn, bro, COVID is like super fucking serious, and it's good that Joe Rogan is like taking this seriously. Remember, we watched that last year. Remember when we fucking watched that back in March 2020? A lot of you weren't even in here. This community was like fucking 5K Andy back then. But like, I remember watching this back then and being like, this is good. Like, this is a good thing that Joe Rogan is doing. He's not contradicting himself, guys. He did his research. Yeah, instead of like, fuck. You just said you didn't remember this? No, I remember the conversations. I've regularly talked about Michael Osterholm's presence on the show. What the fuck do you mean? I just don't remember him talking about vaccines specifically. Watching a 5-minute cut about Joe Rogan talking about how dope vaccines are with Michael Osterholm. It's a weird experience.
Later.
And people say, do you think it's safe to get vaccinated? I've said, yeah, I think for the most part it's safe to get vaccinated. I do. But if you're like 21 years old and you say to me, should I get vaccinated?
Bro, his nipples have gotten so much longer here. I can just sense how long his nipples are. At this very moment, Joe's nipples are fucking hard and they're long, okay? Isn't it weird how so many prominent Republicans love to hang out with convicted child pornography creep Josh Duggar? Oh, yeah. Old Joshy boy. Dude, there is so much content today. Fuck me. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay? My God, dude. Pedophile Republicans. Holy fuck. Okay.
I go, no.
Yeah.
Are you healthy? Are you a healthy person? Like, look, don't do anything stupid, but you should take care of yourself. You should, if you're a healthy person and you're exercising all the time and you're young and you're eating well, and like, I don't think you need to worry about this. This is really gene therapy. It's a different thing. It's your body. It's tricking your body into producing spike protein and making these antibodies for COVID. It's terrifying that they're now trying to give it to children.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say that children need it when they don't. They don't need it. The children, they keep saying 700 children have died from COVID. The children that have died from COVID, without exception, any that I've read, almost all of them, let's say that to be safe, almost all of them had severe comorbidities. They had leukemia, they had cancer, there was something seriously wrong with them, and they died of COVID. They were amazingly obese whatever it was. It's not like a drug. It's not a disease that is very dangerous for most healthy young kids. It's not.
So is it just the money going into the pharmaceutical companies that's driving people to want everyone to get vaxxed?
It must have an.
Which is precisely why, I'm an advocate for anaclonal antibodies, which is famously made in a bathtub and not by any pharmaceutical corporation that actually is going to make money off of it. That also simultaneously is much more costly to the average individual who has to pay a premium for it, and also the government that also has to pay for it too. So, I'm a big fan of that instead. Or I'm a big fan of ivermectin, which the human consumable ivermectin is made by, obviously, yet another artisanal drug manufacturer rather than Big Pharma. Oh, wait, just kidding. It's made by fucking Merck, dude. Man, I love shilling for little pharma, the little guys like Merck.
An influence. It's also the narrative. Right. There's also people that have been vaccinated that don't want people to get away without being vaccinated, because I think they know they took a chance. I think secretly they know, like, if anybody pays any attention, they know someone who's had a bad reaction to the vaccine, or someone who died shortly after the vaccine, or they've watched some fucking soccer player drop on the field of a heart attack, and there's a lot of that going on, by the way. Well, I'm paranoid. Well, I seek the advice of experts whenever possible, and what I was seeing was that there was a lot of weird misinformation and conflicting information.
Vaccine mandates and Nicki Minaj. Alec Berenson feels COVID measures have been over. What Bill Gates say about the COVID vaccine side effects. Isn't it Alex Berenson? That fucking dickhead. Dan Crenshaw and the political polarization of COVID. The shifting nature of the coronavirus. Fauci gain of function research in Wuhan lab.
I'm not a doctor. I'm a fucking moron. And I'm a cage fighting commentator who's a dirty stand-up comedian who just told you I'm drunk most of the time. And I do testosterone and I smoke a lot of weed. But I'm not a respected source of information, even for me. If I say things, I'm always going, check on that, Jamie. I don't know if that's true.
Right. Dude, when I knew Joe was fucking fully off the deep end, like recognized that he wasn't just like misinformed, but also totally willing and able to misinform others? When we watched that last video, I think it was with Jocko, or who was it with? I think it was with Jocko, where he basically stated, oh man, COVID is actually really fucking bad, or whatever, or COVID or the vaccines are really fucking bad. And then he literally, Jamie corrected him, and he just like quickly moved past it. When that happened, when he ignored Jamie, I was like, oh, he knows he's in the wrong. Like, he knows the fucking article he's currently reading is contradicting his point of view, and yet he's still like pushing past it quickly. He's pulling last week's when you realize, no, last week is when I know for a fucking certainty that Joe Rogan had already fucking fallen off the deep end in its entirety, but was aware that he was like grifting. Does that make sense? Like, obviously I knew that Joe Rogan was a fucking dumbass, but because he's a dumbass, which he also admits, there is always the likelihood that he might just be a dumbass who's been misinformed, and there's a way to like recover from that. Joe Rogan became a media person after that moment. That was a biased media person who does not want to come across like he was ever in the wrong, and absolutely, like without a fucking doubt, wants to advocate for a certain position no matter what happens. Okay, it's like the Panama Papers. Like, you knew, but you now know. Exactly. Like, him even saying like, oh, I have meme folders on my phone. Like, that's the kind of behavior that people demonstrate when they're fucking brain dead, right? Like, that's like your grandpa, He's finally on the tail end of his villain arc when Jamie couldn't control him with his pulling powers. Yeah, pull that shit up, Jamie. There were people in my town saying they would not get vaxxed because I spent 4 days at the hospital after vaccination, apparently. I never went to the hospital. I didn't even get a fever, actually. These are the people Joe Rogan would cite. He always talks about how he's an idiot and nobody should listen to, only when he gets called out on his bullshit and has to bitch out. When he's actively spreading misinfo, it's an alpha brain serious time. Yeah. Also, look at the nipple length. Jamie, pull those nipple lengths up. Look at that.
I do that all the time.
That's it. Confirmed. He's got Pinocchio nipples, bro. He got Pinocchio ass nipples, bro. Every time. Every time he fucking puts forward another COVID misinformation, like another rant about... Every time it goes on another rant about COVID misinfo, his nipples grow a millimeter, okay? Also, my man's got udders. He needs the fucking straight up get milked nonstop by the fucking Brett Weinsteins of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always fucking come to him to suckle on his titties for that clout juice, you know? Body shaming is sick. Shut up, you baby. You are such a baby. You're literally a fucking Joe Rogan fan. If you're a Joe Rogan fan, you're automatic. You can never fucking cry about body shaming, okay? You're a Joe Rogan fan. You're defending Joe Rogan. You can't fucking cry about body shaming while simultaneously being a Joe Rogan fan, you fucking idiot. He's a comedian. Woo! Look at them nips, bro. Look at them nips. That's how you get the cloud juice out. You gotta suckle on them nips. Woo! Okay. CRT with too much prolactin or estro, or those not being managed by Arimidex or Cabergoline give you those big man titties. I don't think he has. I don't think he has gyno. I don't think he looks like he has gyno. We've seen him without a shirt. He just has like some fucking sexy ass nipples, dude. They're protruding. Okay. I like him. Sorry. I know you do, Magical Squid. It's okay. I just like his nipples. Why am I always getting on the most weird parts of streams? There is literally not a part of this stream that's not weird. Any given moment that you click on the stream, I'm going to be saying some weird shit. Okay? I'm a weird guy. Let's get back to it.
Right. But I at least try to be honest about what I'm saying.
A few moments later.
Joe Rogan is a conspiracy theory. What is he saying? Well, you're supposed to aspirate, you fucks. When you see someone get injected and they just go like that right into his arm, that is an incorrect way of vaccinating the fucking leader of the free world. So I think he felt like the same way. If I had a conversation with you about military tactics and leadership in the SEALs, I would defer to you about everything. I would just be asking questions. Yeah. You're the expert. I think he had this idea that that's how it was going to be. That we were going to have this conversation about COVID and medicine and a medical situation, and then he was going to give me all of this information that was going to straighten me out.
Ouch.
Didn't work out that way.
It didn't work out.
This was another one of my favorite moments where he's just like, yeah, I defer to you because, you know, you're a fucking jarhead, dude. But like, I would never defer to a doctor whose like entire job is disseminating medical information. Like his entire job is processing complex medical journals and like communicating it to the public in a way that is like easy to recognize and understand. But like that guy, no way. Military stuff though, I totally defer to you because you're the expert, bro. You grunt extra hard. You know what I'm saying? You got that fucking, you're jacked. You're jacked. You're big boy. You look like a thumb. You got like the most thumb-like physique. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been fucking talking to scientists and doctors and biologists and virologists for months and months and months.
Not a single epidemiologist, okay? Not a single one, except for the last time he had an epidemiologist on his show. His name was Michael Osterholm, and he's now a part of Joe Biden's COVID response fucking... What is this? Grr, content creator renting an apartment. Grr, how dare you have money. Grr, stupid millionaire streamer. Grr, sit there and rot in a box. Grr, what the fuck? I don't know what happened there. I do know what happened here, though. Num 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 num. I'm about to be like fucking JoJo. What's the name of the guy with the cherry? Was it part 5? You know what I'm talking about. Wait. Come on. Give me the link. I want to show you guys. I want to show you the fucking... That was part 3. The one with the fucking cherry, dude. Come on, show me the cherry. Someone's got to have that cherry clip.
Mike, how you doing?
Okay, dude. Fucking chill. Where he's like, lelo. Oh, here, this.
食うのかい腹が空いてしょうがねえぜおっと丈太郎くんレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロレロ
This is the fucking weirdest show on the planet, dude. Oh, that's what I would do. That's what I would do to Joe Rogan's nipples, dude. Remember when they said the anime was for straight people? What anime is for fucking straight people, dude? Little. Yo, just remember, chat, there's 30,000 people in here, and someone just clicked on the stream during that moment. Okay? There's 30,000 people here on the stream, and just know that someone clicked on the stream right now while I'm doing this. JoJo is so gay. It's ridiculous how gay it is.
Months. Yeah. And
you've got to be the amount of information that you have absorbed in the past 6 months or maybe a year about this. You've been tracking it. You've been talking to all these smart people. Man, that's rough to roll in and think that you're going to trump your statements.
Well, I think he thought that I wasn't really informed, but I keep a fucking file on my phone. And it's not a small file. I'm going to show you this. I have a folder on my phone called Cooties. And these are all...
This is like straight brain rot, bro. Straight fucking brain rot, dude.
COVID stories that I've read. I've read every one of them.
Yeah.
And I know, and not COVID stories, like anecdotal stories. Right. These are all like PubMed articles. These are all like peer-reviewed data studies. These are all VAERS reports. These are all like things.
Bro, the energy of this is like just slightly less dumb than Donald Trump being like, my uncle, he went to MIT. He's brilliant. I know everything about COVID. I'm a big scientist myself through osmosis. Like, it's the same fucking shit, dude. Is just as stupid, okay? And we all recognize that Donald Trump's a dumbass. Joe Rogan, on the other hand, his stands are like, nah, man, he's fucking brilliant, bro. He knows what's up about COVID. Actually, that's not even true. I feel like hella Joe Rogan fans are split on this now at this point because they're like, I think I would go so far as to say the majority of Joe Rogan fans, even if they're fucking anti-vaxxers, are probably like, dude, please stop talking about this. You sound like a fucking boomer psycho, dude. Even my grandma doesn't talk about COVID this much. Holy fuck. Like, there's still certainly going to be people who are like, yep, that's the truth teller. I love him. Yee. Or there's people who are like, I fucking hate the COVID shit. Please move on. You're an anti-vaxxer. It's whatever. Please stop. But I know for a fucking fact that there's got to be a majority of his audience at this point who are like, I don't even give a shit. Like, I think COVID is fake and it turns you gay, but please stop talking about it, Joe Rogan. Go back to some fun content. You fucking fell off. Plus you're white. Plus ratio. This became his weed, bro. At least when it was weed, he was on the right side of the fucking argument. And like, it's like fun. It's weed. You know what I mean? This became his new weed. The only time where he's not, operating like a chameleon and like totally sucking up whatever the other side's like point of view is when he's talking about weed, or back in the day, and now it's become COVID. Like, that's his new weed, and it's just so much worse than COVID. I love how you are trying to be funny, yet you fail every time. Maybe it's not for you, brother. See, if I was a fucking hack comedian, I'd be like, did I trigger you? Ugh, I'm actually fucking hilarious, but you're just too triggered to fucking get the kind of humor I'm doing, bro. Are you fucking triggered, you little snowflake baby? You are a hack with that cringe nipple shit. The only thing I'm trying to hack is a lick off of them nipples, okay? Shut the fuck up, baby. Listen, some of you motherfuckers are too scared, dude. You're too scared to admit it. Okay, telling me to skip. Let's continue.
On myocarditis. These are all things on vaccine efficacy, how long it wanes, when it goes. Right. You know, I mean, just like, I've been paying attention. I don't have an uninformed opinion. I have a controversial opinion. But what else is new?
This was a really good fucking video. Good shit to whoever made this. This is just me, but just Joe look a lot better in the first clip, like without sound or anything. His face looks healthier. Pretty sure Joe started hitting the bottle hard when he couldn't go to the store. That documentary about Comedy Store had a whole episode on Joe. Is clear like a temple for him. It explains a lot of his loss of faith in the kind of shit he's been doing since the pandemic started. We got Stans in here, like, also psychoanalyzing his shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he's really boozing, but he might not be. I actually don't know. Pretty obvious to see you take account of the whole thing. Joe was never hyper political. He always said it was a scam and a waste of time to get into. He made fun of politicians. But when you hit a crisis of faith, which I argue was from his loss of touchstone at the store, you can reevaluate your mindset in the world. You can find sanctuary in addiction. In this case, addiction seems to be a cult.